there, Willowbrook, and thanks so much for doing our daily Devo. Today we are in John chapter 16. As I read through this chapter, my mind immediately went to an experience that I've gotten to have several times as a minister of the gospel when I have sat down with couples who are preparing for marriage and we've done premarital counseling. So I don't know if you realize it, but one of the most important parts of premarital counseling is talking through expectations for marriage. You see, every single person, bride, groom, couples all over, have expectations. They have this picture in their mind of what it will be like when they get married. And some of those expectations are like 100% right on, but a lot of them are maybe ridiculous. Some of them aren't even biblical. But for these couples, it's really important that they get on the same page about what to expect in marriage, because many times some of the struggles and challenges that couples face, especially early on, have to do with unmet expectations of marriage. Well, when I got to John chapter 16, I think Jesus is doing something very similar for his followers. He's helping adjust and prepare them with right expectations for what is coming. You see, Jesus is at the point in his ministry that his time on earth is short. And he's beginning to prepare his disciples for what is to come, what they should expect. In fact, in the first verse of chapter 16, it says, "All this I have told you so that you will not fall away." He begins to set the expectations for what it's going to look like as he leaves earth. He talks about that, hey, everybody's not going to be your fan. You're not going to be super popular because of your relationship with me. And he tells them some hard things, some things that are the messages that aren't your favorite to deliver. But then he goes on and he gives them the good news. The good news is, hey, I know it feels like bad news that I'm leaving, but actually it's good news, because now that I'm leaving, the Spirit of God is going to come and be with you all the time. In a sense, they've gotten to walk with Jesus, but he has not been with them every single second all the time. And he says, so the good news is that my Spirit is coming to indwell you and be with you, and you're going to have him all the time. So though there's going to be some hard parts of me going away, it's going to be not everything you may have hoped for or everything you envisioned when it comes to being my follower. He says there's good news. And he finishes this chapter in verse 33, and he says, I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. Because in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. You know, for couples getting married, I think premarital counseling is an absolute necessity, because they need to know what to expect in the relationship. I think the same thing is true for us in our relationship with Jesus. When you come into relationship with Jesus at this one wild moment of salvation, it's important that you understand to the best that you can at the time with the information you can handle what it means to be in relationship with Jesus. Jesus was telling his disciples, but he's telling us. That's why he's given us his word. He said, hey, it's really, really sweet. I'm giving you my Spirit to live inside of you. But all of this is not sunshine and rainbows. Some of it's going to feel really, really hard, but I promise I'm going to be there. I promise you that you can have peace. And I promise you that in all of this, I have overcome all of it. There is victory in me. So while it feels hard, while it feels heavy, that's to be expected. But what should also be expected is that as you lean into Jesus, you can experience peace, peace that is beyond understanding, it tells us in Philippians, because we've found refuge in Jesus. We've got the Spirit of God that lives inside of us, and we know that victory belongs to Jesus. We are people who live with hope. Even when the reality of our circumstances, the things we watch on the news, the things that are happening in our world feel big and overwhelming, there is peace in him. He's the victor, and we can expect, we can count on him. We can have hope in him. We can put our faith in a God who follows through and is steadfast and is always faithful. Oh, Willowbrook, I love you, and I hope that you'll have a happy Wednesday.